Once upon a time, in a land ruled by a king named Brahmadatta, there lived a wise and wealthy Brahmin. This Brahmin, who later became known as the Bodhisattva, realized the troubles caused by desires and the peace that comes from giving up worldly attachments. So, he decided to leave his life of luxury and head to the Himalayas to become a hermit. In the Himalayas, the Bodhisattva gathered a following of 500 ascetics. These devoted individuals followed him on a journey, seeking enlightenment and inner peace. When the rainy season arrived, the Bodhisattva and his followers would travel to different villages and towns on an alms pilgrimage, sustaining themselves through the generosity of others. One day, the Bodhisattva and his ascetics reached the city of Benares, ruled by King Brahmadatta. The king, impressed by the presence of the wise Brahmin, invited him to stay in the royal pleasaunce, providing him with the necessities of life. The Bodhisattva spent the 4 rainy months there, surrounded by the beauty of the royal gardens. As the time to leave approached, the king, out of concern for the elderly Bodhisattva, suggested, "You are old, reverend sir. Why return to the harsh conditions of the Himalayas? Send your pupils back and stay here." The Bodhisattva, wise and compassionate, decided to heed the king's advice. He entrusted his 500 ascetics to his oldest disciple, who had once been a mighty king himself. This disciple had renounced his kingdom to join the Bodhisattva's path, mastering the art of concentrated thought and gaining the 8 endowments. While the disciple and the ascetics continued their life in the Himalayas, the disciple felt a deep longing to see his master. Seeking the Bodhisattva's presence, he journeyed back to Benares and greeted his master with love and respect. They shared a mat in the royal pleasaunce. Curious about the ascetic lying comfortably despite his presence, King Brahmadatta asked, "Reverend sir, why does your disciple seem so happy and at ease, not rising in my presence?" The Bodhisattva explained the disciple's past as a king, comparing the joy of his previous royal life with the newfound happiness of a life devoted to spiritual pursuits. He then recited a stanza to convey the essence of the disciple's joy. "The man who guards not, nor is guarded, sire, lives happy, freed from slavery to lusts." The king, enlightened by the Bodhisattva's words, understood the true source of the disciple's happiness. He left, content with the lesson learned, and the disciple returned to the Himalayas. The Bodhisattva, however, chose to stay in Benares. As his life came to an end, he passed away with unwavering insight and was reborn in the realm of Brahma. Now, let's fast forward to another time and place, where the elder Buddha, a member of a noble family, decided to join the brotherhood along with 5 other young nobles, including Upali. Buddha, Kimbila, Bhagu, and Upali achieved Arahatship, while Ananda entered the first path, Anuruddha gained all-seeing vision, and Devdatta developed the power of ecstatic self-abstraction. The story revolves around elder Buddha, who, in his days of royalty, lived with numerous guards, protected as if he were his own guardian deity. Reflecting on his past life, he marveled at the contrast between the fear and restlessness he experienced as a king and the fearlessness and contentment he felt as an arahat wandering in forests and desolate places. Overwhelmed with gratitude and joy, Buddha exclaimed, "Oh, happiness! Oh, happiness!" The other monks reported this to the Lord Buddha, who acknowledged that Buddha's happiness wasn't new, he had experienced a similar joy in a past life. The Buddha proceeded to unravel the hidden connection by recounting the tale of the Bodhisattva, the wise Brahmin in the time of King Brahmadatta. The elder Buddha, in his past life, was none other than the disciple of those days, and the Buddha himself was the master of the ascetic company. And so, the interconnected tales of wisdom, renunciation, and the pursuit of true happiness continue to inspire and guide those who listened, echoing through the annals of time.